Hey folks, this is Bombadil from the No Guts, No Galaxy podcast. You can see us at www.nogutsnogalaxy.net. We are a Battletech Mech Warrior podcast, but obviously I'm playing another day of DayZ. I spawned, well actually, more than that, I died a couple days ago, so I respawned down on the coast, as I was mentioning, with my backpack. I got painkillers, a bandage, and a flashlight, so pretty much not much of use. I'm at Cap Galova, which is west of Elektro and east of Cherno. I decided to head into Cherno, which is not something I ever like doing. Will very likely result in getting player killed, but what are you gonna do? So I'm slowly making my way over. That is a little lighthouse, or the big lighthouse of Cap Galova. So making my way, pretty much when I spawn, you gotta decide what you need and where the best place is to get it. With where I spawned, right in the middle of Elektro and Cherno, I got rock on one side and a hard place on the other. So my ultimate goal is to make it to my tent so I can get some of my better gear back. But in the meantime, I've got a lot of running around to do. So doesn't appear to be any zombies in my immediate area. I'm gonna pop up and run a little bit more out in the open. Maybe get up some bushes here so I can get a better view of my surroundings and decide my course of action. Don't really want to come over the hill too much, as that will make me a little bit more visible to player killers. Who, yes, even kill noobs spawned right off the beach. As I had previously mentioned, there's really no particular end game in this game, so a lot of times what people do with all the best weapons and gear is they come back and kill newly spawned characters like myself. Not something I'm particularly in favor of. I think it's kind of a cheap tactic, but what are you going to do? It's an open sandbox type of game, and people are going to do what they do. Assholes in real life are assholes in the game. And there are plenty of them out there. So I see some buildings up here on the right. Have to kind of determine which ones are enterable and which ones are not. Because if they're not, then it's not really worth my time and effort to get over there. So those buildings don't look too promising. One way you can tell whether a building is enterable and then therefore lootable, if you're lucky enough, is if you can see through the windows. All those buildings, not so good. Maybe some of the sheds outside, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep going along the coast past this little peninsula and island that is Cap Galova, and keep heading towards that dreaded location of Cherno, or Chernogorsk. It's the full name. From what I hear, oftentimes bicycles spawn near the lighthouses. Not sure if I want to run up there though. Every time you put yourself up on a hill, you're potentially putting yourself in the view of other players. However, the possibility of a bike, I guess, is going to take over here, and I'm going to risk it. Too steep of a hill, and you slow down as you just saw, so kind of zigzag my way up, so I keep running. Might also see boats docked or sitting around these locations sometimes. I'm not a fan of the boats either, just way too slow. And that's oftentimes why you see them sitting around, because other people aren't fans of them either. But I don't see any boats right now. I'm gonna just pop up here, see if I can see a bicycle anywhere. If not, then probably make my way down the other side of the island, which I'm not seeing any bikes. So down it is, and now that's going to be the outskirts of Elektro up there. Oh, Elektro. And there's a, looks like, I don't know, a goat or something. But of course I can't kill a skin, or a gut I should say, or cook a goat with the items that I have now. So I will remain in cover as much as possible. That doesn't look like a very operable boat. So again, as we approach buildings, I'll be, taking a look at it in a little bit more cover to see if they're worth approaching. What is approaching, you ask? Going up to and trying to find loot, basically. I'll approach from a distance, determine whether it's a good target, and either bypass or make my way in. Really not looking forward to this. I pretty much detest Cherno. It's the #1 place for player killing, besides Elektro. I think Elektro is #2. Then maybe Northwest Airfield or Stary Sobor. Can't remember if this building is lootable. Thinking no, but since I don't see any zombies, I'm gonna really quickly check this door and see if I can open it. Nothing of interest over there, and not enterable, of course. So let's see, anything in the back? Anything up my sleeve? Nothing anywhere. So let's head. I'm kind of staying down on the coast, just because, pretty much. There's a lot of lootable, medium value buildings over there, closer to the coast than to the hills. So basically, just going to try and find a few basic things and then get the heck out of Cherno. The longer you're there, the more likely you are to run into problems. Another lovely day in Chernogorsk. Sun's at about, it's looking maybe a little past midday, which is wrong because the server actually lags. It's been this time for a long time. It'll stay daytime for pretty much throughout the night if the server isn't reset. Just another one of those bugs you have to deal with in the game. Now, since I don't come to Cherno very often, some people have Cherno down as they favor essentially the death match that Cherno is. I'm not really sure which buildings are, I don't have them memorized as far as what's going to be good and what's not going to be. So you'll see me doing a lot of zooming in to kind of get a better look at the buildings. Now that's not enterable. But perhaps that is? There's a Z, so I'm going to stay away from that because I don't think it is enterable. Notice I just did a little quick look around. I thought I heard some flies, which a swarm of flies is a good indication that there is a dead player body nearby, which are oftentimes a good source of loot. Although, if it's dead right around here, it's probably just another respawn as myself, in which case they'd pretty much have the same supplies I have, so, you know, might get some extra painkillers, bandage, something like that. My hopes wouldn't be too high on much beyond that. So, I'm entering the, as you can see right there, the kind of the wooded area east of Cherno. Right after that, maybe I'll go through the wooded area. There's some high value spawn locations. So I can pretty much follow that trail right there, although I won't go right on it, up to these buildings in Cherno. And see what we find, besides hopefully a gunshot to the face. So a lot of the excitement from this game actually comes from restarting. You know, as I mentioned before, when you get all the gear you only have a few different options really. You can be a hermit in the woods by yourself, kind of hoarding your gear, not doing much because you don't want to lose it. You can go the route of the bandit and player killing, which tends to be the most popular route. Or what I've been exploring lately, which is becoming a medic and actually going out and helping people that have become victims of either zombies or bandits. And I've been really enjoying that. So my goal is to make it back to my tent, get my gear, and head out there and help people again. But I'm also, while I'm playing this game, looking forward to some other releases coming out. Of course, MechWarrior Online, kind of one of the focuses of our podcast, as well as MechWarrior Tactics, turn-based strategy game. But also looking forward to PlanetSide 2. I was a huge fan of PlanetSide 1, and I do believe I will enjoy PlanetSide 2 quite a lot as well. PlanetSide 2 is a first-person shooter, but it also has a lot of vehicles like tanks and various wheeled vehicles, as well as flying vehicles. Hold multiple players, so you can kind of play together in the same vehicle, which I love. I like to be a gunner or a driver for a vehicle. Alright, so as I come closer to Cherno, and lots and lots of potential danger, I'm starting to see some zombies. You'll see me, when I'm running towards a target, I do a lot of back and forth, keep my head on a swivel. So as you can see, that looked like a zombie, but it's not. Cow right there. If I had any sort of weapons and matches and a hunting knife, that would be useful. Now I believe this building, yes, so you can see in, so this building is lootable. So, oh, there's a Z. So I'm going to go basically hit the deck. Don't want to get spotted, because at this point if I get spotted, it's likely not to end well. Maybe a train of zombies through Cherno, which is no fun as you're trying to lose them. And of course, everybody's blocked all the doors. That's another practice in Cherno. Gotta love what everybody likes to make everything difficult. And there's a hatchet, which I would love to have. I'm hearing a zombie, which sounds like it's in this building. Maybe even in the room next to me. Come on, let's find a hatchet. A hatchet in here would be nice. Because then it's a weapon that I can kill the zombies with without making a lot of noise. As we all know, noise is what makes them come running. Noise and getting a visual on you. Then they want them brains. So, no luck. Of course, the room that had the hatchet blocked up. Now the question is, can I get over this without harming myself? I hope so. And I did it. So I'm going to check this area. Well, I know that hatchet is over here in the left, so although it was blocked from the other way by a tank trap, maybe I can get in this way. Walking very slowly. Like I said before, patience is a must in this game. Without it, you're just going to run around and pick up a bunch of zombies. Which results in face eating. Making a little deeper in. There's some ammo. Highly unlikely that I'll be able to use it, but throw it in my backpack just in case, because wouldn't it suck to find a weapon that can take that ammo and then not have the ammo that you knew was there. So there's that hatchet. That makes me a happy survivor. So I'm going to equip that, remove it from my tool belt, reload the hatchet, of course, and I'm ready to face some zombies. There's jerry can, have no use for that. Is that a drink? Nope, just some empty tin cans. Just going to cover the corners. Sure there's nothing else. I did see that there's multi-stories in this building, so, and that's glass. Maybe fixing up the Huey helicopter if you are so lucky to find that. Nothing in there. So at this point, I don't know, this is a high value building as far as loot drops go, so I'm probably going to spend a little bit more time in here, maybe go up to some of the upper levels. Again, trying to be really careful around the barbed wire. Don't want to bleed or break anything. Zooming in, looks like trash. I'm gonna head this way. And up the stairs. There's a tire. Definitely, if you're trying to repair vehicles, there's some fuel tank parts. This is not a bad place to come for that. Tires and other assorted things around. Another axe or hatchet. Don't need two. Although hatchet in each hand would be fun, wouldn't it? But not something you can do in this game as of yet and probably ever. It's not WoW, that is for sure. Church bell ringing in the background, in the distance. dinner bell for some. The Lee Enfield rifle in this game is also known as the dinner bell because it is so loud. It's like ringing the dinner bell for zombies. They just come swarming. I have some buddies who love that thing, but while it's, I suppose, better than not having a weapon, that's debatable. I would way rather have a hatchet. Of course, the only problem with the hatchet is that in order to kill the zombies, you have to be in, face to face with them, basically. It's a melee weapon, so that means they can do damage to you before you kill them. So it looks like pretty much what I'm going to come out of this building with is a hatchet, which is much better than nothing. But at this point I'd like to get maybe a little pistol to go with that, some food and drink, maybe, if I'm lucky, and possibly some medical supplies. So I'm going to find my way out of here and just basically go through the town from east to west, or northeast to southwest. There are some zombies right on the other side of that fence that can oftentimes hear you through the fence. So I'm going to try and avoid those and find a way out of here. Which might be back where I came from. In which case I'll have to turn around and do the belly crawl back. I think this is the thing that a lot of new players don't realize, is how much time you need to spend down on the ground like this. Because really this is the best way to avoid the zombies, like that one that's right there. If I were crouched, he would probably see me, or fairly soon. You can still make some decent speed on the ground like this. Not the best, but it's better than nothing. So, further into Cherno I go. Really don't like this place. Have I mentioned that already?